Good evening, Belize. Tonight, a village on edge and a leader gone without a trace. Indian Creek is gripped by uncertainty as first alcalde Marcos Canty disappears amid a bitter land fight. That same dispute is now widening, with Yaakshay Conservation Trust sounding the alarm over land certificates that are raising serious questions. In Belize City, sick and elderly former BEL workers take to the streets, saying time is running out as they fight for severance they believe is long overdue. Overseas, a legal showdown tied to the Stall Stake Bank project inches forward in a London courtroom. And closer to home, a compassion draws crowds as hundreds line up for free medical care. All that and much more in the next 60 seconds. This is News 5. It starts now.
Introducing BB Insurance, built for Belize. Your security, our priority.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Tuesday, April 14th. I am Sabrina Daly. A village already on edge is now facing a troubling mystery. In the Maya community of Indian Creek, a deepening leadership crisis has taken a dramatic turn with the unexplained disappearance of first alcalde Marcos Canty. He was last seen on Monday, and tonight, no one knows where he is. His sudden absence comes as tensions reach a boiling point fueled by a bitter land dispute and sharp divisions between supporters of the traditional alcalde system and those backing the elected village council. With the situation now at a tipping point, News 5's Paul Lopez takes us to Indian Creek with the latest report.
A once close-knit village is now gripped by uncertainty in the Maya community of Indian Creek. The unexplained disappearance of first alcalde Marcos Canty has pushed a long simmering dispute straight to the breaking point. Canty was last seen on Monday, and as tonight, police have not publicly said what led to his disappearance. There's been no confirmation of foul play, but his sudden absence has left residents shaken and a deeply divided community on edge. News 5 has obtained an audio recording of Canty pleading for help in his native language.
Village police.
We spoke with one village resident about the growing tension.
I heard he was on his farm when this happened to him.
And what was found on the farm, do you know?
Well, I was told that they found bicycle and his costal, which we call, well, the Mayan bag, which we call the costal.
Mm-hmm.
That is what they find there. Especially they are accusing our chairman about this, and whereby I more believe into that our chairman is innocent in this, and I don't know who would want to do anything like that to him. Like who wants him to be out of this place.
Police have detained Chairman Domingo Chuck for questioning. Indian Creek has, for years, struggled with a widening rift between supporters of the alcalde system and those aligned with the village council. That divide deepened when Kante began distributing land on his own without formal approval. The growing dispute and now his disappearance has drawn close attention from Minister of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, Dr. Louis Sabani.
Really, we're certainly very concerned, regardless of what the situation is, that anybody disappears like that. So we're hopeful that that this would turn out to be that there's some explanation to what's going on. Just the very fact that the alcalde decided to create documents and call them titles and say that it's the consent order that gave him the right to do that infuriated a number of other persons, including the private landowners, that part of that is being subdivided, and then the other villagers who understand that to do that you need the Ministry of Natural Resources.
Dr. Zabane says despite the deep divisions in Indian Creek, there is no justification for anyone's life to be put at risk. He points to what he calls a troubling development, the so-called communal land certificates issued by Marcos Kante also covered privately owned land. That land, about 300 acres, is managed by the Yaksha Conservation Trust. We heard directly from the organization's executive director, Christina Garcia, about how the issue unfolded and what it means moving forward.
We were told that the issuance of these house lots amounts to 200 certificates that were given out, but we have managed to get information from the community, and we are now told that that is 280 land certificates that were issued to community members of Indian Creek. While Yaksha understands the need of community, we are calling for the process to be followed.
The ministry wrote a letter to the alcalde to explain that it is the Ministry of Natural Resources that has that authority, and that asking him to cease and desist from continuing to issue out these documents that he claims are titles.
With Kante now missing, Indian Creek stands at a tipping point. The land dispute has escalated into a troubling human concern.
Also, they are threatening the family of the chairman. They're threatening the family. They're saying if they cannot find the alcalde, they're going to kidnap one of his child until the chairman says where the body is or where the alcalde is, then they will release one of his child.
We heard that members supporting the alcalde had gone to the property of the chairman of the village council, and that the field station for Yaksha was also, if you will, tampered with by members of the community. So we're very concerned about the situation.
As authorities work to locate Marcos Kante, Minister Zabane is calling for calm. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
As tensions spill beyond disagreement and into confrontations on the ground, government officials are now stepping in. Minister of Indigenous Peoples Affairs Dr. Louis Zabane says police remain actively engaged as reports emerge of property damage and rising unrest tied to the dispute. While the community remains sharply divided over land rights and leadership, Zabane is urging residents to honor past commitments to move forward peacefully, warning that a conflict years in the making must not spiral into harm or retaliation.
Of course, we've been in touch with the police from the very beginning. They were on the ground last night. We heard that members supporting the alcalde had gone to the property of the chairman of the village council, and that the field station for Yaksha was also if you will, tampered with by members of the community. So we're very concerned about the situation. I definitely appeal to all members of that community to carry on in the way from at least the last meeting I had with them a few months ago. Minister Rakena just had a meeting with them like 2 weeks ago, in which they committed to move forward peacefully even though they have differences in views. That village seems to be down the line, half supporting the alcalde with Maya land rights and traditional ways of land tenure, and then the other half supporting the village council, where they want to have titles like everybody else does around the country. And this is not something that just started a few weeks ago. It's been years that they've had this kind of confrontation. And we've met with them pleading, saying, listen, there's a process that we have in place to address the CCJ consent order.
As questions grow over the authority to issue land certificates, concerns are now extending beyond Indian Creek's internal divide. The Yache Conservation Trust says its review shows far more certificates were issued than initially reported. Moves that clash with an unresolved national process to formalize Maya land rights. Executive Director Cristina Garcia warns the lack of agreed-upon guidelines has fueled confusion and frustration across communities and private landholders, but says dialogue remains the path forward as all sides search for a lasting solution.
We have managed to get information from the community, and we are now told that that is 280 land certificates that were issued to community members of Indian Creek. Now, that brings a very strong contention, because I know that at the moment, the appellants, in this case, the Maya Leaders Alliance and the government of Belize, have been working on a particular Maya land tenure policy and the Maya land tenure bill. And those two documents clearly describes a process of recognition and registration of Maya lands. And as far as I am concerned, that process has not been fully agreed by government nor the appellants yet. But yet we have a situation where leadership, in particularly the alcalde, that have taken up the role of the issuance of these certificates. As mentioned in our press release, we are happy to retake discussions with the Indian Creek leaders, the community, and of course the government jointly to find a way forward. We believe that solutions can be identified that will benefit all parties. Of course, this should be guided by discussions aligned to the Maya land tenure policy and of course the legislation. We can agree that the lack of process and guidance in this case has caused tremendous frustration, not only at the community level, but also at the private landholders, the lease landholders. This has caused so much confusion.
Meanwhile, the Toledo Private and Lease Landowners Limited is calling on the government to urgently deploy security forces to Indian Creek. In a letter to Minister of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, Dr. Louis Abene, the group warns of an escalating and volatile situation, reporting mob activity, attacks on homes, and threats against community leaders and the Yache field station as tensions continue to rise following the alcalde's disappearance. There's much more news after the break, so stay tuned.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word.
The Bible says, "Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new." There are many people who believe that because of one's past behavior, there is no hope for them to ever change. William James, a famous professor of philosophy and psychology at Harvard University, in years past once stated that after the age of 30, we become set like plaster and never change. However, both history and the Bible have proven him wrong. John D. Rockefeller had become the world's only billionaire, but he was a miserable man who couldn't sleep. He was unloved and required bodyguards. Then at the age of 53, he was stricken with a rare disease and he was given 1 year to live. Rockefeller started thinking about eternal issues and suddenly began to change. He gave away his money to help churches and the poor. He established the Rockefeller Foundation, which has underwritten critical health research, and his health began to improve, and contrary to the doctor's prediction, he lived to be 98. The Bible says that when the most wicked of sinners come to Christ by genuine faith, that He changes them and they become a new creation. Perhaps your friends and family have given up on you, but come to Christ and He will change not only your direction, but your life and give you a brand new start.
Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
The NEBL season is shaping up to have a monster finish. And this weekend, it's the Rematch Revenge Weekend. On Friday night in Orange Walk at the Sporting Complex, the red-hot Belize City Defenders is coming for revenge against the bad boys from the north, the Orange Walk Running Rebels. After that beatdown on opening night, then on Saturday night, the Corozal Spartans seek revenge against the Belmopan Trojans and get their first win at the Anjo Campos Stadium. And in Cayo, the Cayo Gunners, the Western Ballers, awaits the #1 team in the league, the San Pedro Tiger Sharks, in an all-out war as they seek revenge from their opening night loss at the Victor Galvez Stadium. Giveaways at all games, the NEBL Girls hosted by DJ Dollar and the National Sports Council $5,000 halftime shooting challenge. So this weekend, make it an NEBL Rematch Revenge Weekend, sponsored by the Government of Belize.
When the job calls, you need a truck that works as hard as you do. Strong, reliable, and built for the load. The Jack Freight Truck gets the job done. From the lumberyard to the work site, power your business with confidence. I can count on Jack to get the job done right.
What happens when you step off the edge?
Too late to back out now. He said I'm ready. No, I'm not.
And land somewhere unexpected. Sometimes it breaks you open. Wild at root?
That is very bitter.
But sweet on the tongue. Where history calls out, and you answer with open arms. This isn't just a journey. It's across borders.
That was amazing!
Look here, your kitchen light there and you been in the kitchen.
But I'm going back in there right now.
And the coffee maker?
Just to try to keep my coffee warm for later.
Where do you know?
I'll try to think more to eat.
You know the more you open or close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool.
Uh-huh.
For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You charge your phone right now?
No.
Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 Lee socks and 1 Lee shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads?
But this is my favorite shirt.
You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC they blow hard. You know, if you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house and make some fresh breeze come in.
You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
For these farmer workers, this is no longer just about back pay. It's about survival. Today, a group of retired Belize Electricity Limited employees, many of them elderly and facing serious health challenges, gathered outside the company's offices to demand what they say they earned decades ago. They insist a landmark regional court ruling backs their claim, yet the severance they're owed has never arrived. Tired of waiting and running out of time, they took their plea directly to BEL's doorstep. News 5's Shane Williams was there and brings us a story driven by urgency, dignity, and a fight they say they cannot afford to lose.
Under the scorching midday sun in Belize City, a group of former Belize Electricity Limited workers stood not in strength but in determination. Many are elderly, some are ill. All say they've come too far and given too much to walk away empty-handed.
We believe no severance package. We get a pension, and I believe the ruling of 2025 have said that is not sufficient to deal with severance, and we believe our severance has not been paid yet.
For these former employees, this fight goes far beyond the courtroom. It hits close to home. After decades of service, they say they are now being reduced to pleading for benefits they rightfully earned. Today, they sent a stern message to the directors of Belize Electricity Limited, making it clear this is not just about money, but about dignity, respect, and fairness after a lifetime of work.
Have a shame. Have shame. I mean, it takes workers to be out here in this sun hot, begging for something that they know we deserve. They have not paid us that as they are saying, because pension is pension and severance is severance. And we make contribution towards that pension, which is combined, and the company turn around and states that whatever they have put into the pension become a part of severance. Doesn't that equate to you paying yourself? If you already gave it to me, how can you get and say, well, this is where it goes? Behind the small crowd gathered today are many more, too sick, too weak, or hospitalized to even show up. Man, it's rough. It's rough. Let me say that, because while we are out here, we have some members too who are at home who can't even come. Some are blind. Some are deaf. And to go back, and we have 2 members in the hospital right now fighting for their lives. And we have 2 or 3 home trying to make recovery. And those are the members that really, or the employees that really built this company. Still, those who could make it out say they are carrying the burden for all, determined to see justice not just for themselves, but for workers across the country. And they are calling on Labour Minister Karim Musa to intervene, arguing that the law is already on their side.
The Minister of Labour is a liar. He knows that CCJ, and he knows what Gail is doing to us is illegal. And he needs to move. We don't want to hear him on the radio and on the news that he support. He got the right now he could move, because he got the law upon his hand. He could move without we understand about here to go through this. I suffer 3 strokes, my brother. I know business with you out here. I'm out here fighting for what is mine and for other workers all out of this country and in the Caribbean.
But while they wait for action from government, there is also disappointment that current BL employees have not joined the protests.
The workers in there need to come out here too, because today for we, tomorrow they will be out here seeking their severance. We believe they should be out here so to show some support. We plan this between the lunchtime so that they don't infringe with their employer, because we love BL. That's why Mr. Ola do 40 years, I do 31. Right here at 70 years of experience looking here on building this company. So we don't want to hurt this company, and we don't want the workers either, but they need to come out and secure their severance.
For these workers, time is no longer a luxury. As health declines and years pass, their message is simple: justice delayed is justice denied. They need their severance now. Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
And tonight, News 5 has uncovered documents that could add fuel to an already heated dispute. While former BEL workers say they are being denied severance, records obtained by our newsroom show that senior managers within the company have, in fact, received substantial severance payouts upon their departure. The revelation is sparking outrage among members of the Belize Energy Workers for Justice, who say it confirms what they've long suspected, that there is one standard for those at the top and another for the workers who helped build the company. They argue that while executives were quietly compensated, ordinary employees are now being forced to fight, even with illness, for benefits they believe are rightfully theirs.
We believe, remember the company, senior people, they run the company. There's some things happening within the company which we might not know knowledge, but we know they pay themselves. Because remember, they are paying themselves, they are serving for themselves. So we know some employees, management get severance. Also,
we know further back that was happening. It was a stink one time in the company when we were asking in 1999, the workers were saying, pay us our severance. Let us start fresh under the new regime. They said, no, we will start a pension. But lo and behold, there were documents circulating where you see big names for big people at the top. They pay themselves and they give themselves bonuses. And that's another thing. They deny the non-management persons what we call ex gratia. Don't even ask for it because that is reserved for the big people. It is.
You all can't even get severance.
And not even the severance they want to give to us. And I want to say too, while this is severance we are talking, even the pension benefits, they have slashed in two. But this is for severance now, and I myself am behind them 3-4 years now to give me 50% of my pension that they have holding there. I was speaking to Mr. Lin Young, I was speaking to Mr. Mencias. I've ride them right through the COVID because I was sick. I needed money. I had a kidney stone that took a toll on me. It cost me a kidney, and while you're trying to get your benefits, they don't even bat an eye.
The fallout from last week's immigration sick-out is far from over, and now the focus is shifting to accountability. Inside the Immigration Department, tension remains high as several officers have been placed on administrative leave following the mass absence that disrupted operations at the western border with Guatemala. The Prime Minister has already declared the action illegal, and now the Public Service Union is pushing back, warning it may take legal action, arguing the department crossed the line. But Minister of Public Service Henry Charles Usher says the government is standing on solid ground. He insists the steps now being taken follow established rules, stressing that while officers have the right to raise concerns, there is a clear process and it must be followed.
Well, I think that the investigation that is ongoing, there have no conclusions have been reached, so I think that's jumping the gun a little bit in terms of the conclusions that the president of the PSU reached. The fact of the matter is that you did have persons that were out sick, that they did provide their papers, etc., that they're supposed to provide in accordance with the regulations. Now the ministry at the local level, the Ministry of Immigration, is doing an internal investigation. If there is a grievance at any ministry level, there is a grievance procedure that should be followed. So if these persons had a grievance, whatever that grievance may be, the attempt is to resolve it at that ministry level first. If it can't be resolved at ministry level, it's then elevated to the Ministry of Public Service. If at that level that grievance is unable to be resolved, then of course you then go to the Public Service Commission. No administrative leave is part of the regulations. When an investigation is ongoing, that is a normal procedure, so that that investigation can be carried out in a free and open manner. So I don't see any laws being broken. Now, as the president of the PSU said, due process requires that if there is a grievance, if there is an issue that is found in an investigation, that those officers are given an opportunity to respond. And that is what we have to ensure, that you have to be given that opportunity to say your side, and then from there, if it can't be resolved, as I said, it then is elevated to the Ministry of Public Service.
Transport Minister Dr. Louis Sabanet is doubling down on the Bersenio administration's position following a request from the Belize Bus Association for relief. As we reported on Monday, the association says most of its members will not be able to operate beyond this week if government does not provide some form of relief in the face of rising fuel prices. This comes after Cabinet shelved the association's request temporarily. The association now wants an audience with Prime Minister John Bersenio. Today we heard from Minister Sabanet.
The Belize Bus Association, they have a right to ask for a meeting with Prime Minister. I believe that we did our part to respond. The letter came to us, but it's not within the Ministry of Transportation to determine if we can give out exemptions on GST or give subsidies. They decided to remain independent. They know what their cost structure is. When we did invite everybody to come into the National Bus Company, they could have benefited from a free audit. The auditors were chosen by the operators, 21 of them at that point in time, and then 17 decided to come on board. Since then, another 2 have knocked at the door, and in due course we will see what can be done to bring them on board. But the others, we respect what their decisions are. This is not a forced nationalization or anything of that sort. And if you say that you can stand on your own, then we respect that very position that they said that they would be standing on their own.
A heads up tonight for bus commuters. Earlier today, a passenger reached out to News 5 after taking a BBOC bus from Belmopan to Benque Viejo and paying more than expected. What should have been a $4 fare was bumped up by $1. That increase comes despite the Ministry of Transport making it clear that bus operators cannot raise fares without official approval. We're looking into the matter and we'll bring you more as we get answers. The legal battle over the stalled State Bank cruise port is moving forward in London, even as questions linger at home. Project founders Michael and Melita Feinstein are suing Honduran businessman Guillermo Bueso Anduri, accusing him of using his influence over Atlantic Bank to seize control of the multi-million-dollar development and push them out. The claim, worth more than £10 million, a little over 27 million Belize dollars, is not yet being argued on its merits. Instead, the case is paused over a jurisdiction fight, with Bueso challenging whether the English court should hear it at all. A March consent order shows both sides have agreed to push back deadlines, with filings due through September and a hearing expected later this year. The case adds another layer to a long-running dispute that has already played out in Belize's courts and arbitration panels. For now, the fight remains in limbo, unfolding overseas with no final ruling in sight on one of Belize's most contentious development projects. Coming up, big plans, no building. The National Fire Service still operates without a headquarters, and funding remains the missing piece. Government says it's now shopping for money. Details after the break.
As a small business, I started to attend pop-up shops like many other businesses, and we found that our customers wanted to pay by card and not cash. I went to Atlantic Bank, and immediately, without a problem, it's like, yes, you can have a POS system. That POS system we now use in-house, and we can also take it countrywide wherever we are. They were willing to take the time. They were willing to be patient with us as we grew our business, and that for us, that meant the world.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Belize wakes up connected to opportunity. And across our country, the work to keep Belize connected continues. SMART continues expanding our network across the country, bringing stronger coverage to more communities. With recent service enhancements in areas at Blue Creek and Progreso, Belize City, Orange Walk, and more on the way. Where bringing education closer to home, empowering entrepreneurs to grow their businesses, supporting industries that drive our economy, and keeping families connected wherever life takes them. With every expansion, we are investing in the infrastructure that moves Belize forward. Because connection isn't just about signal, it's about opportunity, progress, and the future we are building together. SMART, bringing people together.
Insurance fact. Did you know Home Protector Insurance provides liability insurance that is for licensing? Public liability insurance for the hotels and guest houses protects the guests staying at the resort. Tour operators insurance for on-site tourists, and marine passenger liability for passengers. You take care of your guests, we'll take care of you. Visit any Home Protector Insurance office near you to learn more.
Belize, your voice is shaping our future. The Ministry of E-Governance is hosting National ID Project public consultations, and we're coming to you. Orange Walk, you're up first. Thursday, April 23rd at Central Park, 6 p.m. Come, learn, share, and help build a better ID system for all Belizeans. Then Belize City, it's your turn. Join us Friday, April 24th at the Biltmore Plaza at 2 p.m. Show up. Speak up, because your voice matters in creating a smarter, more connected Belize.
Nestled away in the quaint Belize River Valley, Black Orchid's Panda River Restaurant offers a variety of great dining areas and experiences, with an excellent variety of local and international cuisine, with healthy meal options for vegans and those with health concerns. Your delectable dining can be topped off with our excellent desserts, natural fruit juices, and exquisite wine and drink options. All prepared by our certified chef and award-winning mixologist. Come to Panda River Restaurant and River Rum Bar to relax in the pool or use our excellent conference facilities combined with great dining.
A diamond in the jungle.
After the headlines and flashing lights, we're now taking you inside the operation itself. Following Monday night's joint law enforcement briefing on the major drug plane bust in Newlyn, we're learning more about how authorities pulled it off. Officials say the interception was no accident. It was the result of solid intelligence, tightly coordinated enforcement, and critical support from international partners. According to Commissioner of Police Dr. Richard Rosado, even the United States government played a key role, underscoring how cross-border cooperation helped stop illegal drugs before they could move through Belize.
Our successful operation today indicate that, you know what, Belize is not a transit route for illegal drugs. We have the intelligence, we have the partnership, we have the capability to detect, to track and intercept. So we have the capabilities.
How have our U.S. counterparts responded to this successful bust?
Well, they have been a partner for us. They have been a partner throughout from the initial interception to the conclusion of the arrest. So they have been a supporting agency. Whenever a declaration is made for an illicit truck, all the law enforcement agencies, all the security forces agencies, the operational units directly engage and automatically report to the JOIAC for coordination. And that includes the Customs Department. This is the first time you are seeing perfect coordination from the security forces, the law enforcement agency. So we are working in unison, we are coordinating operations.
And as we've been reporting, that successful drug plane interception in Newland didn't happen by chance. Authorities say it was the result of tight coordination among Belize's security forces. Tonight, we're also hearing from the Belize Coast Guard, detailing its role in the operation and stressing why ongoing collaboration with the police department and the Belize Defense Force remains critical in keeping illicit drugs out of the country.
The Belize Coast Guard remain committed to its partnership and its collaboration with the police department and the Belize Defense Force. This is a relationship that we intend to build upon as we continue to work together in ensuring the safety and security for the citizens of Belize.
For years, Belize's National Fire Service has operated without a dedicated national headquarters. It is a gap that has long raised concerns about coordination, training, maintenance capacity, and even morale within the department. Successive administrations have acknowledged the need for a centralized base, but despite plans and promises, the project has yet to move beyond the drawing board. With land already identified along Lake Independence Boulevard near the Eleanor Hall building, government says the vision remains alive, but funding continues to be the major hurdle. Minister of Disaster Risk Management, Henry Charles Usher, says while the headquarters is a priority under Plan Belize, government is now turning to international partners to help get it built.
We don't have the funds to do it as yet. We have the land that has been set aside right next to in the area of the Eleanor Hall building. We're looking for funding. I'm hoping that we'll be able to partner with our U.S. Embassy in Belize to be able to get that fire station built. The National Fire Headquarters is an important part of making sure that our National Fire Service has the resources, has the home really. They need a home for their training, for their mechanical unit, etc., to be able to work on the fire trucks and so on. So it is an important part of Plan Belize, and we are going to get it done. But no, it's not in this particular budget. And believe me, when we do get the funding and we know we're going to build it, you guys are going to be the first to know that.
As Belize moves deeper into the dry season, the risk of bush and house fires is once again heating up. But one voice has been noticeably quiet. In recent months, firefighters have consistently declined media interviews, even after major blazes, raising questions about transparency and public awareness at a critical time. Is this silence policy or coincidence? We put those concerns directly to Minister of Disaster Risk Management, Henry Charles Usher. He says he knows of no directive keeping firefighters from speaking out and insists there is no policy barring them from engaging with the press.
Can you speak to the fire department's refusal to grant interviews to the press, especially after fire disasters and different things? Is that a policy?
That is certainly not a policy. That's the first time I'm hearing that. I'll have to find out if that's the case.
And
Another?
But I will say this, that the fire department conducts investigations, and the police department, if it is a criminal event, if there's suspicion that there's arson or anything like that, then it will be the police department that makes that determination. The fire department just does an investigation and then submits that investigation to the lead investigator in the police department. So it wouldn't be the place of that firefighter who is on the scene to be able to form or communicate a conclusion. So maybe that's the case. But certainly it's not a policy for them not to speak to the media.
Still ahead, before you panic about the heat, the chief meteorologist calls out a viral heat wave warning as false and sets the record straight on what to really expect. That's next.
Digi has invested over the past 5 years. Digi has invested more than $17 million to revolutionize Belize's digital future. Our advanced 4G LTE network and expanded fiber infrastructure have empowered vital road arteries, connected the farthest valleys and fertile farmlands, linked the bustling cities to the remote keys, and brought cutting-edge connectivity to schools, businesses, healthcare centers, and tourist destinations, fueling economic growth, enhancing education, and strengthening communities across the nation. By choosing Digi, you're leading Belize's digital transformation, bridging distances, opening opportunities, and empowering every corner of our beautiful country. Connect with Digi. Empower Belize.
The future is calling. Belize Bank. Your future, our commitment.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling. Double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan, want it right now. Me want my Smart plan, want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Cause me want my Smart plan, want it right now.
The growing frequency and intensity of fires each year pose serious threat to human well-being, forest health, and biodiversity. This surge in wildlife fires is closely linked to climate change and human activities. As global temperatures rise, the risk of extreme weather intensifies. Warmer temperatures, prolonged droughts, and unmanaged lands and fuel create the perfect environment for wildfires to ignite and rapidly spread. Many forest fires are started by human actions. Careless campfires, discarded cigarettes, and even arson. It's not just about the climate. Our actions play a significant role in the fires that devastate these beautiful landscapes. Uncontrolled fires have far-reaching consequences that cannot be ignored. The impact of these fires goes beyond the flames. Smoke from wildfires can travel hundreds of miles, leading to poor air quality and serious health issues, especially for vulnerable populations. Exposure to wildlife smoke can exacerbate respiratory problems, increase heart disease risk, and harm overall public health. Simple actions like safely extinguishing campfires, properly disposing of smoking materials, and following local fire regulations can make a big difference. Effective fire management is crucial. By practicing controlled burns, fire breaks, maintaining healthy forests, and following safety guidelines, we can help prevent catastrophic fires and protect our environment and health. Join the Maya Forest Corridor Fire Working Group and help us manage fires responsibly. Stay informed about fire regulations, support local fire prevention programs, and take steps to reduce your carbon footprint. Together, we can build safer communities and a healthier planet. Remember, good fire management starts with all of us. Do your part to protect people and our natural resources.
A local dispute is quickly becoming a political crisis. The proposed police station in Kecaucus is now drawing attention well beyond the island, as pending redistricting puts it within the Fort George constituency. Area Representative Henry Charles Usher says he's been closely monitoring the situation as concerns continue to grow. And while residents aren't necessarily fighting the idea of a police station, questions about how the project was handled are fueling the debate. Usher points to what he calls a breakdown in communication, saying local authorities should have been part of the conversation from the very beginning.
I certainly agree that there was a lack of communication in the beginning, that I do believe that the duly elected village council should have been consulted. There should have been a meeting to discuss the plans. I don't necessarily think that it's a bad idea what is happening. I think that the police station will be built. Whether it is built there or built somewhere else, the island will be getting a modern police station. Now, if you want to look at other amenities at the island that the residents of Kecaucus are looking at, because I've heard that they're speaking about a welcome center or something to that effect, then certainly that discussion has to happen. But where the police station is built is less important than the fact that it's going to be built. And I think that that is important. But in the beginning, that information should have been communicated, and there should have been a proper dialogue with the relevant authorities out there.
As hurricane season edges closer, one of the most dangerous threats facing coastal communities, storm surge, is taking center stage in Belize. This week, the country is hosting a high-level workshop that brings together meteorologists, disaster managers, and international experts. They're all focused on one urgent goal: getting warnings right and getting them out faster. Over the next 3 days, participants will dive into improved forecasting tools and early warning systems with support from the U.S. National Hurricane Center, the University Corporation for Atmospheric Research, and other global partners. Organizers say stronger science and clearer communication could mean the difference between life and death when the next major storm hits. Here's Shane Williams with the following story.
Many of us have heard stories that have morphed into epics about Hurricane Hattie's storm surge experiences along the coast of Belize City. The power of the sea can be devastating, and for low-lying countries like Belize, storm surge remains one of the greatest risks during hurricane season. This week, that threat is taking center stage as international experts gather in Belize for a storm surge workshop led by the US-based National Hurricane Center.
It started about over 10 years ago. And because of the fact that we are a country that is very vulnerable to storm surge, we're one of the first countries in the region to have been given the opportunity to get advanced storm surge modeling through this project. I will be very frank, the storm surge modeling is not looking at long-term projection. So what they basically entails is looking at several different hurricane forecasts. Some of them are actually generated forecasts that they do, and then they look at the model the storm surge that would result from these hurricanes. So they create, some of them are synthetic hurricanes that they create, and they bring it into Belize coastline, taking into fact the different bathymetry, different topography along the coast, and then they sort of determine what type of surge, what intensity of storm surge you will get from different hurricanes coming at different speeds, different angle, and so forth.
Belize has been part of the initiative for over a decade, developing advanced model systems that simulate how hurricanes of varying strength, speed, and direction could impact the coastline. Those models are now faster, more detailed, and more accessible across the region, thanks to the United States government through the National Hurricane Center.
This week we're teaching about storm surge and hazards of storm surge, how to prepare for it, how to know ahead of time where the most vulnerable communities are and prepare those communities in advance of a hurricane actually forming. And then when a hurricane does threaten, hopefully it doesn't, but if a hurricane does threaten any of the countries in the Caribbean, they now have the capabilities to warn on that upcoming threat. We've had a relatively strong push in technology that's enabled us to bring this capability, scale it up, make it quicker, make it faster. So what used to take maybe 2 to 3 years to do one country, we're now able to do much, much faster. And so we're just scaling up the capability and spreading it throughout the Caribbean.
And with climate change intensifying storms, regional collaboration is more critical than ever. Minister of Disaster Risk Management Henry Charles Usher says the workshop provides Belize an opportunity to learn from the experiences of others in the region.
It's an opportunity to hear from our region, especially we have representation from Jamaica. We know that they just went through a Category 5 hurricane last year, Hurricane Melissa. So it's an opportunity for us to learn, for us to be better prepared, and for us to utilize the technology, utilize this modeling technology to be able to advise our communities with advanced early warning systems and certainly be better able to protect lives, protect property, and ultimately to be able to bounce back in the event that there is some kind of natural hazard event.
The hurricane season is quickly approaching, and experts at this workshop hopes that better science, better planning, and better communication will be the difference between life and death. Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
An online post warning of an imminent heat wave in Belize has been making the rounds on social media, raising concern among residents already bracing for the annual dry season heat. While the increased awareness may be helpful, meteorologists say the information being circulated is simply not accurate. Chief Meteorologist Ronald Gordon is setting the record straight, emphasizing that while Belize is entering its typical hot period, there is no forecast for extreme or record-breaking temperatures in the coming days. He's also reminding the public to rely on official sources for weather updates as the country prepares for what could still be hotter conditions later in the season.
We are in the typical hot season. However, looking out for the next 4 days, based on our forecast, we're not looking at extreme heat. We are going to be warm, and we expect that, but we are not looking at extreme heat. I know that there was an article published on social media, didn't come from us, indicating there will be a heat wave and extreme heat. We're not looking at extreme heat, and we're not looking at any record breaking for the next at least 4 days. If my memory serves me right, 2024 was the year that we actually got very, very hot temperatures exceeding 100 for several days. Yes, last year we had a few heat waves, but not as much as the previous year, 2024. We do expect that from climatology, that is the average over many years, that going into May we will get some heat waves. We can say that definitely we will get some. We cannot say when for sure at the moment, but we will get some heat waves before the end of this month and into early May. But like I said, for the next 4 days, we're not looking at any extreme heat.
Up next, free care, huge crowds. Hundreds are turning out for free medical services, and the response is bigger than anyone expected. We'll show you why coming up.
Shop Smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
Every connection we make is more than just a signal. It's a student unlocking a future through digital education. A young mind daring to dream bigger. Our culture shared with the world in real time. And everyday heroes answering the call of civic duty. When we connect with Digi, we empower Belize.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Electricity is essential for everyday life, but behind every outlet, a lot is happening to bring you safe, reliable, and sustainable energy. Let's start at the beginning. Independent power producers across Belize generate electricity using a mix of renewable and non-renewable resources. Electricity travels across a network of high-voltage transmission lines capable of transmitting electricity across long distances. Electricity then reaches your nearest substation, where it is adjusted to a lower voltage, making it safe to travel on the distribution lines you see in your community. From there, electricity makes its final journey from the distribution lines to your home, providing you with safe and reliable power when you need it. Belize Electricity Limited. We continue to serve you.
Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Open Your Eyes. Dr. Jorge Hidalgo highlights life-saving intensive care unit interventions, showing how faster treatment is saving lives when it matters most. Next, Monarchy Consulting Group is stepping up by bridging the healthcare gap with free medical and dental services for those in need. Across the community, Israel United in Christ is engaging Belizeans through outreach and powerful messages of faith. And it's a moment to honor as Bishop Wright is recognized for a lasting legacy of leadership and service in his church and community. Tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. on Open Your Eyes and start your morning right.
Belize wakes up connected to opportunity. And across our country, the work to keep Belize connected continues. SMART continues expanding our network across the country, bringing stronger coverage to more communities. With recent service enhancements in areas at Blue Creek and Progresso, Belize City, Orange Walk, and more on the way. Where bringing education closer to home, empowering entrepreneurs to grow their businesses, supporting industries that drive our economy, and keeping families connected wherever life takes them. With every expansion, we are investing in the infrastructure that moves Belize forward. Because connection isn't just about signal, it's about opportunity, progress, and the future we are building together. SMART, bringing people together.
Free healthcare is drawing big crowds in Belize City. A 4-day medical mission led by the Seventh-day Adventist Church is offering everything from dental services to general health consultations. And organizers say the response has been overwhelming. Today, News 5's Paul Lopez stopped by the Belize City Civic Center to see the outreach in action. Here's his report.
They came before sunrise and they came in droves. As early as 6 this morning, long lines formed as hundreds turned out for free medical care, part of a major 4-day medical mission led by the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Belize. We take you there and show you how the effort is already making a difference.
I reached like 6:25 this morning. I came from Gardenia Village.
Why you come so early?
Because, well, my experience and my thought is that it's free and Belizean will take an advantage of it because medical is expensive here.
President of the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Belize, Al Powell, spoke about the purpose of the mission. He emphasized service to the community and the church's commitment to holistic health.
As you could see in the background, we're in the dental area. I think this is the first of a kind, especially in the Civic Center, where we have 5 dentists, we have 3 hygienists, we have other special people doing specialization. It's just what God is doing for us, opening this avenue. We don't take any credit for it. We just try to facilitate His blessings on our community. We have, from this morning, we have had a full house, persons trying to get in for the services, and we're maxed out with capacity.
The mission brings together local and international volunteers, including doctors, nurses, and support staff, offering services ranging from general checkups to specialized care. The group of more than 200 U.S. healthcare volunteers are with Amazing Facts International, an Adventist ministry group. Clinic Director Roger Shane leads the volunteer group.
It's really a pleasure to serve our brothers and sisters here in Belize. It's more of a privilege for us to come here, to have the opportunity to share. All of our team members are working professionals and they're taking time out of their own busy schedules to take part and use the skills, their God-given abilities to serve the community here in Belize. So it's really a privilege. There's been large lines and it's a free service. There's no charge for any of the services that we provide here. So we want to encourage everyone. We'll still be here on Wednesday and Thursday, but you have to arrive early because it's first come, first serve.
Dr. Zoraida Powell is a health ministry assistant for the Belize Union Seventh-day Adventist. She worked closely with Amazing Facts International to get the volunteers to Belize for the health initiative.
These are medical doctors, dentists, gynecologists, pediatricians. We have pharmacists, nurses, nutritionists, physiotherapists, ophthalmologists. So all of these people, along with some local doctors and dentists, we also have dentists. We have this health brigade where we can serve the people, the community in Belize.
The patience it takes to wait in line to see a doctor comes at little to no burden to those seeking the service being offered, especially since it comes free of cost. Belize City resident Joyce Villafranco shared her experience.
Well, I feel so good, so very good. And this is from this place. It's a nice place, you know. And I am a 7-day Adventist.
Okay, and they're giving it for free. How much of a difference that makes for you?
Ooh, 100%.
Why?
Because it is free. You know how Belizean like free thing.
The medical mission runs for 4 days, and organizers encourage residents to arrive early as demand continues to grow. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Before we leave you, here's tonight's viewer's voice. On our first story, Indian Creek on edge after first alcalde disappears. Donato Cho commented, "These people really push this situation too far. They need to be dealt with. The full force of the law." Turning to Zabane rejects immediate relief for bus operators. Easy Does It shared, "That is how us motorists feel when we pull up to the pump at the gas station and prices per gallon has increased. Just pay it like the rest of us do." And finally, on the topic, overwhelming turnout for free medical services. Mar Elaine shared, "It's a privilege to serve. I hope the doctors and nurses in Belize are paying attention and learn a thing or two from them. Venturing into this field of work must be because you love serving others." Thank you for engaging with us online. Your voices shape the national conversation. Keep those comments coming and we'll continue to feature them right here. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. Don't forget to tune in tonight for the finale of Across Borders at 7:30. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.